Oh, baby, you got to be crazy, yo. I think my love will fade away. You know my love is here to stay. Yeah, my name is Gisto. You're vibing with me on HypeTV. Bless up yourself now.
Anybody's feeling, but they're feeling nothing at all. Never go on like they must be invincible. Any evidence against them is inadmissible. But whatever goes up must surely fall. Never kidding, but they're feeling nothing at all. Never go on like they must be invincible.
My full name is Brent Raymond Gisto. So the Gisto part, people just started calling me Gisto at a young age. It became who I am. I didn't really try for it. The name was kind of given to me. And it's an evolution of my surname, Gisto, which is a Finnish-Swedish name. I'm a lover of music, reggae music in particular, and I've always followed my dreams and my inspiration. This is what led me here to Jamaica, to, you know, vibe with the people here and connect with the culture and the music and thing, and to learn something along the way.
Pure evil, they are capable. When there come a time when we heed the call, when the people rise, the system fall. Equal rights, justice for all.
I come from the place called London, Ontario. London. It's near Toronto, in between Toronto and Detroit. You know, it's kind of a middle-of-the-road town, kind of conservative place. So when I reach a certain age, I just had to cut away from there. Went to BC. And so now I live in BC, Canada, out near Vancouver, a place called Nelson, BC. And that's been my home for a while. It's more of an alternative kind of community where the people that don't really fit in with the Ontario crowd in the more conservative place, that's where I ended up. And I went to music school there. Blaze it up, yo, we ready to erupt. We all go burn corruption out with this song. Evil man, the man go down, fire blazing all around. Blaze it up, yo, we ready to erupt. We all go burn corruption out with this song. Evil man, the man go down, fire blazing all around. Life for me growing up was good. I had very supportive parents. I grew up in London, Ontario, as I said. And, you know, they bought me a guitar at the age of 10, and they always encouraged me to play guitar. You know, in high school and stuff. I joined the jazz band. I was part of the jazz band, and I played basketball. You know, things were good for me, but still I wanted more. Still, I felt like there was something that I was to aspire to, something that I hadn't yet known. So what I did first was leave home, and I hitchhiked out to BC, and I set out on the road to discover something new. And I just felt like I wanted to be free, so I just take to the road and hitchhike. You're speaking from above the basic level of education, can't fake it, I make it. I put my faith in other graces, yeah, it'll give me more strength than any piece of paper. So get your higher education in all the waxing and waning of the creator's phases. Life ain't no simulation, but burn up the plans that divide the nation. Boom! Growing up in Canada, we weren't exposed to very much reggae music. You know, you had a few artists that reached the airwaves there. Of course, Bob Marley, Peter Tosh. We knew about them, and the first time I remember hearing Bob Marley was in math class, and I was a student, and my teacher put it on. My teacher loved Bob Marley, and he put Bob Marley on, and I felt something from the music that I had never heard before. The music that we listen to up there, you know, I love it. I love all music, but something about reggae music spoke to me on a deeper level. It was like it's kind of like a healing music or a medicine music that the world needs, and I was just drawn to it. I knew it was for me. Not only that, an interesting fact, my dad's name is Ray, my mom's name is Gay, and that's reggae. So I'm the offspring of reggae, the offspring of Ray and Gay, Gisto. When I first got to Jamaica, I didn't really know what I was going to do. I just knew I wanted to connect with the culture and the vibes and the people and the music. The first thing I did, I got in the car, the first taxi man to pick me up, I put my CD in, and him said, "What? This is you? I can't believe it." And I got to bring you up to Dre Z's place. You got to meet Dre Z. So that's how I met Dre Z, because I had my album with me.
Kill without no meaning, them not have no feeling, man a cry, whole family grieving, and the devil them believing, and it's so deceiving.
My style of music is kind of undefinable. Of course, it is reggae style, but it's also a world beat style, it's also a rock style, a pop style, I do all sorts of music. I produce music too, and I produce as many different kinds of music as possible. Of course, my number one love is reggae, so I always gravitate back towards the reggae style, whether it's singing or DJing. I'm always trying to learn new styles and then make them my own, you know. But as far as production goes, I produce all kinds of styles of music. My influences would have been limited up in Canada as far as reggae talent. You know, of course, the first people we hear is Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Toots and the Maytals, Burning Spear, the whole of them. And then, of course, in more recent years, things that really turned me on to reggae music again every time were artists like Capleton and Sizzla, and you know, and Luton Fire, and some of those roots artists like that. You know, I love another white man, gentleman from Germany, Collie Buddz, Alba you know, a lot of these artists have been a big inspiration. Queen Africa, she bad. She mashed up the place at Rebel Salute, you know. Love that. Girl, you look right, and I love your odor. You must have been created by a divine order. I want you to come on over and check me at my home. Girl, I love that smile that you bring to me, always and all the while. I picked up the guitar when I was 10 years old, and I'd take lessons till I was about almost 20. Then I went to music school, and now it's been almost 10 years from then. So I've been doing music almost 20 years, and professionally, I've been doing it for almost 10. The inspiration from my lyrics will be anything, you know, anything I'm feeling in the day. If an idea pops in my head, sometimes I'll go write it down. Sometimes if there's a beat playing, you know, I'll just turn the microphone on and start singing. You know, I'll try to write in many different ways, from many different sort of perspectives. You know, I try to write my music in patois, and I try to write some music in English, because of course in Canada I have a slightly different crowd, and of course with reggae music, the stylistic thing should be patois, so I try to incorporate that more in the music. I've worked with a few different producers so far here in Jamaica. The man Stone Age, worked on a track with him. Of course, I produce my own rhythms, and Dre Z, and the guys Rapid Burst, vibing with those guys, something in the works with them as well. But you know, I make a lot of rhythms myself in Canada, and all styles. So you know, a lot of production that I do, I self-produce my own album, and I do production for other artists as well, including my band WassabiCollective back up in Canada. So you find them searching through your mind, hoping that there's something they'll find to demograph you right in line. Them have got the plan and they got it signed. Well, they're all caught up in desire to oppress, hoping that they could be the best. They want to put your name down in their census. The band that I play with back in Canada, called WassabiCollective, we play all kinds of music. They kind of call us a world beat fusion, but we play everything from reggae, hip-hop, pop, rock. We call it a electro, techno, surfer rock sometimes too, because it's a dance party thing. A few of the places that I've traveled to perform are all across Canada. Most of the big cities in Canada, you know, Halifax, Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver, Calgary, and then, you know, we went down to San Francisco, we did Portland, and all around the west coast of America as well. We're still looking to branch into the east coast. But, you know, we hit almost every major city on our route from all of Canada down to the western coast of the States. What was my most memorable performance? Well, that's really hard to remember because there's been over 1,000 shows probably by this point. We played at some pretty big festivals though, and you know where we played at the Olympics? We played at the Olympics in Vancouver last year. That was quite memorable. In fact, I remember that we played one day and the next day Junior Gong was there and he played. So I got to meet Junior Gong, got a little autograph with him and got a picture of him holding up our CDs, you know, and just got to big up the man for all the musical works he's done. So I would say maybe the Olympics. Oh, flex, or be vex, the product of the vortex. I choose east or west, our whole planet got the hex. I'll read that in the text, a biblical reference, apocalyptic, what been read could be the destiny. Will self-appoint your prophecy through ital manifestation, a parallel future to the one they have got planned. Choose your direction on the path of creation. May the path we carve unify. I want it unify, yeah. I listen to myself a lot because I'm always producing my own music. So my head a lot of time gets filled up with my own stuff, and I'm always trying to work and improve on it. So a lot of the times, yeah, I'll be listening to myself in the studio, I'll be tweaking mixes and trying to make it sound better. But of course, as for the artists that I listen to, you know, a lot of the ones that inspired me, Sizzla and Capleton, they're wicked. I like Popcorn, Da Vinci, you know. There's a whole bunch, there's too many of them to list. I would say my advice for upcoming artists would just stay true to your vision, you know. Just never stop pursuing your love of music or art or whatever it is, and be fearless about it, you know, and try to share it with people and just be yourself, you know. Keep inspired, keep doing things that keep you healthy so that you can keep on the path, you know.
But if there's one thing in your life worth more than money can buy, something hard to find, but the thought's always on your mind, a thing you hold so dear, ain't got no time to spare, cause when a bigger one falls, then the next two rise. 7 times rise, 7 times fall, heaven shine on us even though things seem so wrong. Heaven shine even though the devil mind. Never mind, I'ma keep a level mind. 7 times rise, 7 times fall, heaven shine on us even though things seem so wrong. Heaven shine even though the devil mind. Never mind, I'ma keep a level mind. No one can take away from me. Choice, it's up to me.
Well, them a killing brothers feeling, but they feeling nothing at all. Them a go on like they must be invincible. Any evidence against them is invisible. But whatever goes up must surely fall. Them a killing, but they feeling nothing at all. Them a go on like they must be invincible. Any evidence against them is admissible. Oh yeah. Yo, you just vibe with Gisto on HypeTV.